Hey guys, so it is going to be a different video genre for today. Not going to be power scaling at all. Nothing really much. Just basically I commented on one of these guys' videos and he basically said, "Would you elaborate, please?" And I would say, "Yeah, sure, I will." And I'll give him my utmost respect because I'm not like that. I also find hate in the Snyder fans. By the way, I'm not really a Snyder or Gunn fan, not really. I'm just an independent between the two. But yeah, I'm just going to be sharing my thoughts about it and what I find wrong, what I agree with, all that. And as always, if you find this content more interesting than my power scaling, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. But anyway, let's get into it.
Argument number 1, if Superman flops, then the Snyderverse will be restored. So their logic is that if Superman flops, which it most likely won't because it looks absolute heat, if Superman flops, then they think that James Gunn will be fired and that WB will have no choice but to continue Zack Snyder's vision for the DCEU.
As well as the fact as Comcast is going to be taking place in 2026, with a long-term plan shown on the screen from this post. And, well, that's basically it of what they have. So once James Gunn's out of the business, which is literally next year, Comcast is going to be taking place, and we all know what Comcast does with what Zack Snyder's Justice League. Also, credits to CS, the director, for the source. I couldn't find it online that quick, so yeah, credits to him.
There are several reasons why this wouldn't be the case. Reason number 1, most of the actors don't want to return.
My desire to do a Man of Steel 2, a direct sequel to Man of Steel. Sure. And there's a whole bunch of Superman story that I want to tell. There's a whole style of Superman's character that I'm very keen to tell.
Here's a source saying that Ben Affleck wants to return as Batman, and the fact that he said anything is possible regarding that he would like to play Batman later in the future for his film. Or just at least in any movie at all. For Ray Fisher, the only reason why he didn't want to be Cyborg again is because that, 1, he doesn't want to be with Hamada, and 2, Joss Whedon is basically, let's just say he's a bad person. Now, I know Gal Gadot hasn't teased that she wants to play as Wonder Woman in the future, but let's think about it this way. She has been in Snow White. The movie was terrible. We all know that. I don't even need to explain that. Probably you agree as well. Why wouldn't she want to return the role as Wonder Woman? 1, it will probably be a box office success. And 2, she will get paid for it. And it won't be as, bad as Snow White as her last film.
Either that or they pretty much just can't return. Because Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, and Ray Fisher all said that they don't want to work for WB anymore.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say they have to work for WB. They would probably just work for Comcast or HBO Max, Batman could do what a Deathstroke and Thing film. Superman could do Man of Steel 2, and Wonder Woman could be Wonder Woman 3.
And Gal Gadot is being very hated online right now, and Ezra Miller.
I'd say that Ezra Miller is literally the only people that can't return due to what he has done. It's terrible.
They won't have any money to fund the Snyderverse. Right now, WB is at a huge decline in money.
I mean, it would depend how much money it is and where you're getting the source from. I'm aware that their stock markets are going down only, but not their actual, full net worth, you know what I'm saying?
Reason number 3, it wouldn't be genuine. Even if WB did revive the Snyderverse, it would just because they're desperate for money.
I mean, from a narrative standpoint, who doesn't want to make a lot of money? That's the whole point of a, company. Make as much money as you want, and then give the fans what they want. For this case, people want the Snyderverse, and they'll make a bunch of money from that. Yeah.
Argument number 2, we use hashtags to get the Snyder Cut released. We can do the same to get the Snyderverse restored.
I mean, to be completely fair, 1.5 million tweets is not something just to look over and just say, that's whatever.
The only reason why the Snyder Cut even exists is because HBO needed something big for their new streaming service.
HBO Max officially launched in May 27, 2020. So basically what I'm trying to entail here is that if they actually wanted to do their own thing for a streaming service, again, wouldn't you think that, hey, we should do it right when it releases? So people could actually go in, right, and just see what they're actually missing on if they don't have it, That's how capitalism works here in America.
Plus, all those hashtags aren't going to do anything. The Snyder Cult has a mentality of whining until they get what they want, and it's absolutely annoying. Argument number 3, why is Superman screaming when he's being healed by the sun? Imagine having a surgery while you're awake. It's supposed to heal you, it's supposed to save your life, right? But it's not exactly going to be painless. In fact, it's going to be painful. Imagine Superman in that moment. All of his broken bones forcibly being healed together at the same time at a quick rate. Doesn't that just sound painless to you?
Now, the fact that the movie isn't out, but we are still making analogies on this is completely fine. But I wouldn't say that a normal human getting a surgery is going to be the same as Superman healing from the sun. We go out the sun, we need the sun because of vitamin D. This is how we get, a little better, more resistant to the sun, more healthier, you know what I'm saying? And for Superman's case, he needs the sun to, be at full power. That's just how, his physiology works.
Argument number 5, Superman needs to make $917 million to be successful because that's what Man of Steel made. First of all, Man of Steel did not make $917 million. It made $670 million. Second, even if it did make that much in the box office, Superman doesn't need to make that amount of money or exceed it. It just needs to make 2 or 3 times as its production and budget, and it'll be just fine. Man of Steel cost $225 million, and it made $670 million, which is 3 times its production and budget. Superman cost $363 million to make.
We also have to take into the account of the promotion and the advertising, which, let's just say, it just adds $150 million. $150 million plus $363 million? That is over $500 million worth. So if you're saying it has to be twice or 3 times as much, it has to make $1 billion. Literally. 900 million isn't enough, though, by that logic.
So if Superman does succeed at the box office, it'll easily surpass Man of Steel.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if what he's implying is that if Superman's going to succeed at the box office and it has $363 million for the budget, then it's going to succeed even more than Man of Steel. I really wouldn't say that, as there are multiple movies that have made less than, their actual budget. Like, example, The Crow remake, terrible movie. Snow White, terrible movie. And The Suicide Squad, which is also one of James Gunn's movies.
Number 7, the red trunks on Superman's costume look stupid. Now, everyone's allowed to have their own opinion on the suit. I'm not going to bash on you for your opinion. But there's a reason why he has red trunks. David Corn said that he wants to improvise the red trunks because if kids see Superman, then they're going to see him as like a sumo wrestler or something, thus making kids less afraid of him. That's literally Superman. Something that Zack Snyder failed to capture in his DC movies.
Which is also fine to say. Everyone has their own opinion on Superman, like Zack Snyder's Superman. But the reason why people like it is because it's so much different from, Marvel. Because Marvel's always about jokey and all that, right? So if you have something dark, which not lots of people are going to expect from, DC, then you got yourselves a great new idea where people are going to watch it and be curious about.
Argument number 8, we were harassed for years, so we have the right to do it to others. First of all, it's wrong that you were harassed. No one has the right to do that to you, and the people who did harass Zack Snyder fans for liking his movies are absolute losers. With that being said, you still have no right to do it to others. Now, while you being harassed for liking Zack Snyder's movies is horrible, that didn't deserve to happen to you, that still gives you no right to do it to others. And that makes you no better than the people who harass you for liking Zack Snyder.
But, that's basically what he just wanted to say. Although I do agree with him on some of the arguments that they make. I don't think that those ones make much sense like the last one. I would still think that some of the things he said should be corrected. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you want me to do more corrections / debunks like this, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me. Anyway, I'm heading out. Peace.